Philly cheesesteak is one of my favorite things, and today we're going to create a Philly cheesesteak carnivore casserole. We don't want to be eating all that bread, but we do want a cheesesteak, so we're going to make it into a casserole, sans any carbs, and it's going to be delicious. Well, I hope it's going to be delicious. You never know. But that's the goal, is for it to be delicious. This should be very easy, I will say that. Really simply, start off with some ground beef. I think a lot of carnivore recipes start with that. I got some nice looking ground beef, throw it onto a skillet. We're gonna brown that up. We're not gonna like overcook it though. We just wanna get it browned up. I don't know how to describe this steak, steak options when I went to Publix yesterday, but this was it. This was like the best they had, this little tiny thin steak. It was what? Not even a pound of steak. But whatever, you know, that happens sometimes. The thing that's really depressing is these were like the best looking steaks that Publix had. We are gonna flip over our ground beef, or not flip it over, we'll just break it up with a rubber spatula or a wooden spoon, whatever you wanna do. Just break it up and make sure it gets nice and brown. And while that keeps sizzling away, we're just gonna slice our steak into some small slices. I will tell you, like, the marbling and stuff looks pretty solid on this steak. Fat looks good, all that looks good. I was looking for a bigger steak, it was so tiny. I'll have to go back and try to find a better one. Maybe go to like Costco. They usually have nice big thick steaks. This is just a USDA choice. You can use something better like a prime or something worse like a select if you so desire. You're just gonna slice this up while your beef cook. You're also gonna want a casserole dish. We're making it a Philly cheesesteak casserole. So you're gonna want that casserole dish on standby. All right, I wanted to tell you really quick, I was about to reheat my mashed potatoes from the other day and I was like, what if I try to elevate them a little? Had this idea. I've got my little cast iron skillet here. I'm going to add some cheese to the top and make like a really good cheesy mashed potatoes. Now I warmed them up in the microwave and then I was like, you know what, let me make them even better. So this is a good chance to show off my Bighorn outdoor grill. I do love my Bighorn outdoor grill. The thing is super fast, super hot. It's really versatile though. You can also use it just as like a super hot broiler. Like, I mean, gets up to 1500 degrees. Most ovens go up to what, 500, 600 degrees? So we're talking about the hottest broiler you've ever used. You're gonna get a super awesome finish on some of your foods like my cheesy mashed potatoes. So I'm also gonna add a little butter to it. A couple pads of butter, why not? Get those melted up too. The Bighorn's nice because it cleans up super easy. Almost all the parts come right off and you can throw them in the dishwasher when you're done. So throw some butter on it and then I'm gonna go fire up the Bighorn and I'll show you what it looks like cooking them. It takes about 3 minutes to preheat and it'll probably be about 2 to 3 minutes to get this all melty and amazing. Wait till you see it. All right, so check this out, guys. How good do those potatoes look? Crispy cheese on the top. Super excited to dig into those. That's the Bighorn outdoor at its finest. You see that melted butter too? Check out these crispy mashed potatoes. We definitely, listen to this, ready? Hear that crisp? We definitely elevated these leftover mashed potatoes to a whole new level with our Bighorn outdoor grill. Just took a few minutes and got an incredible sear on it. These are gonna be so stinking good too. And you can use your Bighorn for anything. I love my Bighorn, I use it all the time. You should check it out. I'll put a link down below with a coupon code so you can save some money on one so you can try things like this. You'll be pretty blown away by how awesome of a tool it is. Super easy to clean up. The parts all go in the dishwasher. And you can really elevate your cooking game. You can use it for steaks, chicken, lamb, you name it, you can use it for any of those things. I think you're gonna like it, guys. Let's get back to the standby. All right, so our beef is almost done here. Just break it up one more time. Get the rest of the pink. We don't wanna dry it out. We don't wanna overcook it or anything like that. And once it gets to a place we're happy with, we're gonna use a slotted spoon to get this beef out. We wanna kinda leave the grease behind. We're gonna, oh, there's a little pink still in there, huh? Not that worried about it. So we're just gonna go ahead and put that all into our casserole dish. You could use a bigger one or a smaller one. This is the one I could find at this moment of my life. So we're gonna go with it. So once we get all that beef out, probably could turn down the temp a little bit if we wanted to. We're gonna throw in 2 tablespoons of butter or beef tallow. Get that melted and break it in half. Well, I don't wanna burn myself. I'll be careful. We can spread our beef evenly on the bottom of our casserole dish, like so. We're now gonna add our steak into this. It's gonna be so good. We want to sear that up and go ahead and add, you can do this ahead of time too, add some salt to your steak if you like using salt. You can also add a little citric acid if you're okay with that. And a little El Clasico, also known as some MSG. Again, MSG is optional, citric acid is optional, whatever you like. You could just use salt. We're gonna wanna have a half a cup of heavy cream ready. I'm gonna flip my meat here. Get the other side seared up as well. I got a little piece of my butter packaging in there. Not a pro, guys. Never claimed to be. Don't judge. I would say that's pretty much done. Doesn't need to be fully done. We don't want it well done or anything like that. I'm gonna use the same slotted spoon, I guess. And we're just gonna take our beef. We don't need all this grease. We're gonna leave some of that behind. And we're just gonna layer it on top of the ground beef. Beef on beef, baby. We take our steak and put it on top of our ground beef. How many different ways can you layer the cow? And you can use your hands if you want to. It is a little hot to just make sure it's nice and evenly spread out. I'll be honest, this is where it gets kind of weird, folks. I kind of want to try a little piece of steak. That's delicious. So we're gonna take a half a cup of heavy cream and pour it over the steak. This is crazy talk. Maybe I should have warmed up the heavy cream, but I didn't. Then we're gonna do 8 slices of provolone. That seems like a lot. I didn't use as much steak as that originally called for. We'll just make sure that there's a good layer of provolone cheese over the entire top of this. There we go. We'll use 6. Then we're gonna use a cup of shredded mozzarella, and that's gonna go over the top too. Hopefully this is good. So this is gonna be our carnivore Philly cheesesteak casserole. Into the oven, 375 for 15 to 20 minutes. We'll pull it out and we'll see how it comes out. All right, guys, so it's been like 15, 20 minutes, something like that. I got a little distracted. So look, I made it a little crispy. That's all right though. I'm not upset about it. It actually looks really good. Oh, it's hot. All right, so there we go, guys. This is our carnivore, what do we call it? Carnivore Philly cheesesteak casserole. And we're gonna potentially, it's supposed to be creamy, not like stiff. So far it's looking, I don't know if a slotted spatula is what I want. I think what I want is like a big spoon. Oh, it's like smoking hot. Check that out. That actually looks really good. And this cream is supposed to, you know, keep it moist and delicious. And you can use more steak. We went kind of light on the steak because I just couldn't find any really good steak at Publix today. You know, every day is different. I could go tomorrow and find something great. But yeah, we're gonna try this. I'm gonna let you know how it is. It looks like it's probably smoking hot, huh? I'm gonna make sure I've got some steak in the bite. This is our carnivore. That's too hot, I need to wait. Here, I'll give you an extreme close-up. Can you see it? Like that? That looks really good. So that's the carnivore Philly cheesesteak casserole. We're gonna give it a shot. Oops, I got some on me. That's really good. This is one of those, so here's what I find. I've done carnivore before. And I found when I was on carnivore, every now and then I'd try something and be like, man, it's missing the bread, like, and I wish I had bread. But that's not the case with this. This is like enough just as it is without the bread. Like, it's just satisfying. I got a really good fatty piece of steak in that one. I think the more steak, the better. If you could do 2 pounds, if you can swing it, do the 2 pounds of steak, because that one was like really steak forward, that bite, and it was better than the other bite, but they were both good. I'm gonna eat this whole thing here. Not the whole casserole, but this whole plate worth. It's really so good. Definitely try this one, guys. If you're carnivore or keto, this is a great option because it's so much protein, it's gonna fill you up for hours just having a little bit of it. And then you're not gonna go seeking food and, you know, snacking and things like that. So if you like this recipe, guys, if you wanna see more carnivore stuff, make sure you let me know in the comments. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.